Before we started looking into this, I guess I kind of took glue for granted in big industrial places.
Yeah, most people probably do.
But just picture these huge operations, right? Oil rigs, power plants, massive factories. What's that, like, secret ingredient keeping them running smoothly, stopping these, multi-million-dollar breakdowns?
It's often something surprisingly small.
Exactly. Turns out it's tiny, but incredibly important. So today we're going to unpack the role of these high-performance industrial adhesives, sealants, and anti-seize compounds.
And really explore why they're so critical.
Yeah, why they're essential for uptime, safety, and honestly, the bottom line in heavy industry. All our insights today, by the way, come from the specialists over at peenergy.com.
And what's really interesting here, it's not just about, protecting the equipment itself. It's thinking about how small choices, like which adhesive to buy, can actually change your whole strategy.
Oh, so.
Well, moving from just reacting to problems to actually being proactive, making things reliable, predictable, it's about engineering out the uncertainty, locking in potentially millions in uptime. It's way beyond just preventing one little failure.
Okay, I see.
So this deep dive, I think, will really show the why you need these top-tier solutions, not just something that seems, quote, good enough.
That's a great way to put it. I mean, you wouldn't slap masking tape on a pipeline leak, would you?
Hey, hopefully not.
Right. So why take a chance on the bonds holding critical stuff together? The sources we looked at are really clear. Settling for less than, globally proven performance in these materials, it's a huge gamble.
Precisely. It's a gamble no serious operation should even consider. And that's really where brands like Bostik come, and the sources call them the gold standard.
Okay, Bostik.
Yeah. And they're not just, sticking things together. They engineer solutions that are designed right from the start to outperform, often in incredibly tough conditions.
So what makes these advanced materials so different? I mean, compared to something you might just grab off a shelf at the hardware store.
That's the core question, isn't it? If you connect it back to the bigger picture, it's about designing solutions that do more than just stick. First off, it's about bond strength that lasts.
Last how? Like, really strong?
Well, yes, strong, but it's more than that. We're talking about chemical bonds engineered specifically to resist intense vibration, really high pressure, extreme temperatures, harsh chemicals.
Wow. Okay.
It's about enduring those severe conditions day in, day out, not just surviving for a little while.
Okay, so they're tough. Got it. But what does that actually mean for, say, the maintenance crew on the ground? How do these things actually speed up maintenance? The sources mentioned that specifically.
That's a great question because it translates directly into efficiency. For MRO maintenance, repair, and overhaul, it's a game changer. Think single component formulas, no mixing needed, fast cure times, easy dispensing. These aren't just small conveniences. They directly cut down MRO time and the labor costs involved.
So less prep, faster results.
Exactly. Imagine skipping a whole mixing step or having a part ready in minutes instead of waiting hours. That's a huge operational win.
And crucially important, I imagine, is the safety aspect. The sources say zero compromise on safety.
Absolutely critical. You just can't put a price tag on preventing leaks or stopping things like galling.
Can you explain galling quickly?
Sure, yeah. Galling is basically severe wear you get when metal surfaces slide against each other under pressure. They kind of stick and tear, damaging the parts. Very problematic with fasteners, especially stainless steel.
Right, or fouling.
Fouling is just unwanted stuff building up on surfaces. Think scale in pipes or grime on heat exchangers. These products help prevent the leaks and seizures that can lead to those catastrophic breakdowns.
Okay, makes sense.
And their track record, in these really critical industries all over the world, delivering results shift after shift, that says a lot. You're not just buying glue, you're buying confidence. You're buying, disaster avoidance, frankly.
Okay, so we understand the high-level benefits now, but how does this actually play out on the factory floor or out on a rig? Let's maybe zoom in on some specific examples. The sources talk about two main product lines, Born to Bond and Never Seize.
Right, let's dive into those. Starting with a Born to Bond RA03 retaining adhesive. Think of its superpower as locking down cylindrical parts. Shafts, bushings, gears, bearings, that sort of thing.
Okay.
It seriously outperforms traditional mechanical methods like press fits or keys. Why? Because it eliminates those tiny, almost invisible micromovements.
Micromovement.
Yeah, tiny shifts between parts that, over time, lead to something called fretting corrosion. It's wear and tear from surfaces rubbing, even just microscopically. It causes material breakdown, loosening, Basically, failure's waiting to happen.
So the adhesive doesn't just hold it, it actually protects it from wearing itself out.
Exactly. And here's the kicker for operations. It lets you increase service intervals.
Ah, less planned downtime.
Precisely. So for a procurement manager, it's not just a product, it's a strategic tool. It helps operations push maintenance schedules further out, saving huge amounts on planned downtime, freeing up maintenance teams. It really changes the whole economic equation for asset management.
Interesting. What else in the Born to Bond line?
Then you've got Born to Bond GA10 gasketing adhesive. This is cool. It's a single component liquid that you apply directly to, say, a metal flange, and it cures right there to form the gasket. A form-in-place gasket.
So instead of stocking loads of different pre-cut gaskets?
Exactly. You replace all those fiddly, pre-formed gaskets. This stuff has amazing chemical and temperature resistance. It cuts assembly time, gives you better leak protection, and big bonus solves those inventory headaches. Much simpler parts management.
I can see maintenance managers loving that. No more hunting for the right size gasket.
Absolutely. And for threaded pipes, especially critical in oil and gas where, a leak means massive downtime, there's Born to Bond PA42 pipe sealing adhesive.
Okay, for sealing threads.
Yeah, it creates a super reliable anaerobic seal. That just means it cures without air, perfect for inside threaded connections. It stays flexible enough to handle movement and vibration.
So the connection stays sealed even if things shift around a bit.
Right. Result: no leaks, and critically, no need for constant retightening. Keeps those pipelines flowing efficiently.
Gotcha. And thread locking, like for bolts you do want to take apart later.
Yep. That's where TA43 thread locking adhesive comes in. It's your medium-strength general-purpose workhorse for threaded fasteners, locks out vibrations, stops things from shaking loose.
But you can still get it undone.
Exactly. You can still disassemble it with standard hand tools when you need to do planned maintenance. It's that perfect balance. Secure, but serviceable.
Okay, that covers the Born to Bond line pretty well. Now, what about Never Seize? I hear that name, and I immediately think of bolts that don't get stuck.
You're spot on. That's exactly what it's for. Think about maintenance crews fighting with seized bolts.
Oh yeah, nightmare scenario. Torches, breaker bars.
Right. So Never Seize high-temperature stainless is specifically designed to protect critical joints and bolts from galling and seizing. Even in extreme heat, we're talking over 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wow.
Absolutely vital in high-temp, high-pressure spots. It prevents that huge loss of time, money, and frankly, frustration that comes with stuck parts.
A true problem solver.
Definitely. And then there's the classic Never Seize NS160 regular grade. The sources call it the original and best for everyday anti-seize needs.
So more general use.
Yeah, stops corrosion and seizure on all sorts of parts, pumps, valves in refineries, flanges, you name it. Just ensures things stay functional and durable over the long haul. These aren't just lubricants, they're really asset protection in a can.
Okay, so the products themselves are clearly powerful. But, having the best adhesive in the world doesn't help if you can't get it when you need it or if you get the wrong thing.
Good point.
So for the folks managing procurement or running operations, getting these specialized products,
Yeah.
the how and from whom seems just as important as the what.
Absolutely.
And this is where PEnergy.com, our source for this dive,
Yeah.
really comes into the picture, right?
Exactly. Raises that question. Okay, great products, but what's the added value of going through a dedicated industrial supplier like them?
Right.
Well, first, PEnergy.com emphasizes real industrial stock. They make a point that their shelves are actually loaded with Bostik and Never Seize. It's not a "we can order that for you in 2 weeks" situation.
Which matters a lot when something breaks down unexpectedly.
Huge difference. It means they can ship fast, nationally, or even globally. Crucial for those urgent MRO situations where every single hour costs you money.
So availability is key. What else?
They also talk about expert consultation. Their team, as they put it, speaks plant. They understand the applications, the specific challenges, the equipment you're using.
So they're not just order takers.
Not at all. They can actually offer recommendations, maybe suggest a better product for your specific need, help with a fast swap if something's unavailable, or even find cost-saving alternatives. It's advice based on real-world experience. They might even surprise you with a solution you hadn't considered.
That kind of expertise can be invaluable.
Definitely. And then there are the practical things for business buyers, B2B-friendly pricing and service, bulk deals, setting up net payment terms, providing all the necessary documentation, creating custom kits, pre-labeling shipments.
Basically smoothing out the whole purchasing process.
Yeah, solving those common procurement headaches. And one last really critical point, 100% authenticity.
Meaning you know you're getting the real deal.
Precisely. They tackle the risk of gray market products head on. Stuff sold through unofficial channels where you have no idea if it's genuine, how old it is, where it came from.
Which could be a disaster for quality control and compliance.
Absolutely. With PEEnergy.com, you're getting genuine, factory-fresh, traceable Bostik products. That's vital for your QA records, for compliance. You know it's going to perform as expected. No hoping, just knowing.
So when you put it all together, the right products, readily available, with expert support and guaranteed authenticity.
It paints a pretty compelling picture for operational reliability.
Yeah, just imagine your upgrades, your maintenance, all running like clockwork. No more seized bolts, no blown gaskets, no flanges locked up tight. Just confidence that things will work.
That's the goal.
Our sources really hammer this home. Use these top-tier products, sourced reliably, and you see downtime shrink. You literally earn back production hours. Your teams deal with fewer surprise failures.
Right.
You're locking in reliability.
A competitive advantage, really.
For sure. It makes you think.
Yeah.
Every single fastener, every flange, every pipe connection in your plant,
Yeah.
it's either a potential leak point for profit or it's actively driving performance. So the question for you listening is, what are you doing to make sure yours are driving performance?
And ultimately, I think this whole discussion really highlights how investing in what seems like small things, specialized materials, can have this massive transformative impact on the reliability and, the profitability of these huge industrial operations.
A small choice with big consequences.
Exactly. Which leads to a final thought. How often do we really underestimate that ripple effect? The impact of seemingly minor component choices on the huge scale of industrial success. Something to think about.